Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Been very sick for the last couple weeks. Finally feeling a lot more like myself. So I'm back with a thrifted yarn haul. A not too bad one. A couple items from Temu as a Mother's Day gift from my wonderful son. And maybe a little bit of craft with me, and possibly, if we're lucky, maybe we'll start looking at some of my vintage yarn paraphernalia magazines. Maybe. Come join me. Welcome back. Yeah, I've been out of commission for a little bit. I got super sick. I cannot believe how sick I've gotten. There was a couple yarn hauls and a couple thrift hauls. My husband, for Mother's Day, was able to find me a beautiful, really well priced brand new bathing suit, which is very exciting for me because I haven't had one for the last couple years, being that all my little string bikinis for a mom with 3 kids who definitely has the body to show for it isn't gonna feel like wearing. So I don't want to be falling out when I should be playing with my kids, so it just made me uncomfortable. So I've been wearing shorts and a t-shirt, tank top kind of thing, and so I finally have a really cute one. It's got bright orange booty shorts, and it is polka dots and baby blue. So it's orange and baby blue. It's actually surprisingly very cute on me. Really like the color combo, and it's structured in all the right spots. Got the longer tankini part with a bit of a halter top, which is a really nice look on me. So I'm really excited that I finally have something that fits. So a couple dresses. This gorgeous number here is a tie-dye deal that my mom picked up for me a couple days ago because they were having another sale on women's clothing, which is fantastic. I'm really happy with that. Oh, meant to say, bathing suit cost a whole $2. So that's even better. I'm really excited about the price. Anyways, there's been a lot of on and offs with my work. I haven't been working on my shirt in particular. I've been having to redesign my son's pillowcase a couple times, so I'll be showcasing what I've changed about it. Unfortunately, with that very limited amount of loops and threads roving, I only have about 60 meters of it, so I had to stretch it because they are pretty big pillows, and I wanted them, he wants them to match, I want them to match. We kind of have a vision in our head. He's not 100% sure that he's fully on board with it. I think once I'm totally finished, he's going to be totally fine with it. We are debating back and forth about big buttons. Kind of makes or breaks the whole design on it, so we'll see how that goes. So, like I was mentioning, my son's been having a great time with Temu and his pocket money that he's getting from his job, so he decided he was going to get me a few cheap items, which makes me laugh. One of them being an Acme set. I really like the purple. He got one too, so they're about $2.50, I think they came out to. And they're just these metal tools for pushing out blackheads, pimples, that kind of thing. So not too bad. The sharp edges, the ones with the sharp points on them are quite sharp, so they have protective coverings, and the package for them is quite difficult to open, so hopefully my daughters will stay out of it. This one looks more like it's for scraping teeth, but he did get me a metal tooth scraper, toothpick as you will, which made me laugh because I don't really use it. But he was like, no, I'm getting you one. I like it. It's cute. It can go on your keys. I'm like, okay. Okay. He also got us a couple face masks. I got the sticker right across there, of course. And it is the exact same thing as this that I got from Amazon. It's green tea. Love it. My daughters call it us being Shrek because we both really have problem skin. So we do face masks once in a while if we both have the time and feel like our faces really need the extra. We also decided to try the pink one, which is peach, and he's taken it up to his bathroom, and I'm probably never going to see it again because it is lovely. It smells amazing, but I'm a big green tea fan, so green tea is fine. It's kind of funny that we have this pampering time, but it's stressful times and stressful days. It's really nice to have that, and it's good for us for bonding and all that kind of stuff, and we have a really nice time. This was just given to me recently by my mother. It's a gorgeous cat on a pincushion. My grandmother used to use this as a pincushion, and now I get to use it too. One of the things my son picked up for me is one of these bad boys. This guy is a lint collector. We used to have a long-haired cat, but unfortunately we do not anymore. And he's forgot on everything. So you just give it a good scrapey scrape, and it gets all the lint, all the hair, so any of those problem areas. I'm not quite sure what I want to use it on. I think my favorite aspect of this, you can put stuff inside of it. That's pretty sweet. But these was like $1.50 I think for 2 of them, so we each got one. Probably good for his suits and stuff that he has upstairs because he's a very dapper young man. Joy's wearing a suit just for the sake of it. But I really like this one. This one's good. Really useful for refreshing stuffed animals. We do have some vintage stuffed animals. Like I have some that are over 40 years old, and some of the fur is not doing as well, and I don't want to keep brushing it. Their dad has a teddy bear from when he was a little guy, and he really needs a good refresh. He's looking very matted. So I'm hoping that I can employ one of my kids to start doing that, or I'll do it in some time. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I've hit a bit of a snafu with my son's pillow here. So here's the pillow in question. See, lovely, great big, fluffy, gonna look great on his bed having 2 of those. So I got this gorgeous piece done. And I only had enough to do 1 pillow. So what I'm thinking, because he can't picture it in his head, he's really struggling, so he's completely disheartened, doesn't want to do it now. I'm still going to do it. What I'm thinking is I'm going to have to frog it, go for half the size, have this nice panel here for folding over and have the black, which I've started, go around. I think that's what I'm going to do. I was using the 11.5 on the cozy here, and I think I like the way this looks. I may have to restart it just because I did a long one to show him what it would look like just doing black, and I'm not crazy about the just black. Because yeah, the white's going to show through, but I can always line it. I'll have to play it by ear and keep running it by him and see what he wants to do. No, I'm not going to use those ones because those are mine. I did try to convince him on the Burnett blanket, baby blanket I have left over from his sister's toys. Being that he likes brown, but he's not very excited about that idea. So I'm going to try it this way, see what he says. So, after a little dry spell, my local thrift store has come through for me. This is a Red Heart Comfort, which means giant, huge. We're talking huge. This beautiful green. It's a medium 4-weight, 4.5 millimeter knitting needles. Can we see that? Oh, there we go. Medium 4-weight, 4.5 millimeter knitting needles, 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, Red Heart, so yarn stationed. We have 454 grams or 16 ounces, 792 meters or 867 yards. On Walmart, I think it was .com, so it's American, that came out to about $13 a ball for this big, cushy. Could be softer, but you wash them and they get really soft. Looks like it's fully intact, like not even bothered with. On Mary Maxon for Canada, it was almost $17 a ball, so this was a great deal for me at $6 a ball. So they picked me up that beautiful green and another black for me. So I have green and black and these giant skeins of yarn. They're not as soft or as big as my Hobie Mega Balls, which are bigger than my head and just absolutely gorgeous. Love those. These are going to be great though for what I have in mind. Loving this green. Love this peridot green, slime green, whatever you want to call it. And the black is really nice black. Like really, really well done. I really like how it's not faded in any spots. And yeah, once it's washed, it'll be super soft and cushy. Alright, you're going to play some work with me. Put a little music in, do a little chatting about what I was doing here. This was the incredible haul that I made for my son's birthday this year at the end of March. I used Hobie's Mega Balls in a gorgeous green. Absolutely cannot say enough about this yarn and how wonderful it is. Mega Ball is We Love Yarn is the brand name. It's 100% acrylic, 400 grams or 14.1 ounces. Yarn length 700 meters or 765 yards. Medium weight. For your knitting needles, 5.5 millimeters. For your crochet, 5.5 millimeters. And the color, this gorgeous green, is called Parakeet. The pattern I used, I got off of Etsy. It is a Hulk crochet pattern. I paid $5.84 for this in January, and that shop unfortunately has closed down. They did move to another one, and I did put all the info in one of my earlier videos. Crochet Superheroes, I believe it was called. And yeah, so they're ducking and dodging, I'm assuming. I really enjoyed the hair of this particular pattern. It was very spiky, very different, so I thought I'd try this one. I was inspired by someone on Facebook who did a similar one, bigger eyes and the whole 9 yards, but still very cute. Unfortunately, I did up the Hulk and I got everything all finished and I gave him to my son, not realizing that I had somehow put his head on backwards. Okay, his head was on the right way, but I put his face on the wrong side. So one day while my son was at work, I had to carefully remove the Hulk's head and reapply it, which was really quite stressful, but I got it to work. Those are my Hobie stitch markers there. I absolutely love them. They work very well for me. They're nicely bright colored, so if I drop one or my daughters run off with them, which they love to do, I can find them easily, and it's not so bad. I'll say not so bad, but they do like to count them and sort them, so metal ones would be a little more of a pain in the tush that way. So either way, I stuffed him, and I was almost totally finished him, and my son was sitting there watching me go through Pinterest and noticed that people were making Spider-Mans and Deadpool. So, needless to say, they got added on as secondary characters as well. The color changes on the Hulk between his pants and his body, because they were all done up in one piece, worked out really well on this particular doll. I wasn't impressed with the one I did on Spider-Man. I feel I could have done a better job, so it makes me super disappointed. One of the coolest things about this pattern is that the characters seem to stand up pretty well on their own. We've had them on a dollhouse since I gave it to my son, and they just kind of stand there barely touching the wall or anything, and it's pretty impressive actually. I would definitely recommend this pattern to anyone. Alright, so this is for Spider-Man, a little bit of me doing a little bit of work here. I used my red Mega Ball, color of Carmine, exactly the same type of ball. I got 4 Mega Balls for my birthday this year from my mom. So I got the parakeet, the green, Carmine, this red. Then I also got a pale yellow. Wasn't too bad of a yellow, banana I believe it's called, and this gorgeous gray that I can't wait to get to. I think it's just gray. Yeah, I think it's gray. I love the texture. I love working with the Mega Balls. I cannot stress, or I cannot recommend them more than wow, just wow. Added to that, the blue is the dollar store brand from my local dollar store. Using my 3.5, my very favorite 3.5 hook. I think I kind of loosened the grip on it. It likes to come off now. But that's the price you pay for making super tight stitching. I use yarn under and yarn under with my single crochets for the amigurumis. I really want to keep the stuffing in. We have a few that were made from years ago where the stuffing just kind of spills out and it's almost like they're bleeding to death. Like I said before with the Hulk, I used the Hulk pattern, so my color changes I had to come up with on my own, and I'm not crazy about everything I did with this one. I probably would have made a few different changes. I do like the way the blue and the red went together. The eyes were felt, and that was a little bit tricky to get. And the stuffing, oh, I wanted to make sure they were really stuffed. Both the eyes, I put the eyes on, I cut them out, made sure they were the exact same size, and somehow I messed that up, so I glued them on because I decided not to sew them. I wanted them glued on with fabric glue, which has held up really well, and it's stayed on pretty good so far. So I used fabric glue, and the eyes were lopsided. I didn't notice until I sent a picture to show my husband where my status was at, getting excited. I realized after I'd sent the picture that the eyes were really not the same size. So I had to tear the smaller one off and reshape everything and put it back, the new one on, and luckily it stayed. I got the right one the second time, but that was not fun. I'm not crazy about the shape of the spiders because I did freehand it, but I'm also not disappointed in it. I did better than average, so that's okay. The only thing that I really dislike is in the back. I, for some reason, totally forgot how to do a proper invisible color change, and it's driving me crazy. Nobody else notices it but me, and I'm super disappointed because the other two that I did, I totally did them right, and by the time I realized how bad it looked, I had already sewed him all the way up, and I'm just not into taking him apart, so I just have to live with my own disappointment myself. Deadpool was the easiest one to freehand. I used my Carmine red Mega Ball again because it's amazing, it's soft, it's beautiful, and it's perfect for superhero red. I made him a gun belt. I almost didn't do the symbol on him, but it didn't look right. I wanted the winky eye, so I gave him a winky eye, and it was a matter of making sure that I put the bands, the black bands, on his arms and legs in the same spot. Other than that, he was pretty straightforward as compared to how difficult that Spider-Man was to get going. I absolutely love how they all turned out. My son's super happy with them. He's been collecting random stuffies. Really enjoys it when I make characters that he likes. And I put a lot of effort into them, and, well, about a week's worth between all three when it really gets down to it. And even then, it was only a couple hours here and there that I worked on them because he wasn't home and around. It was a good birthday gift for him. And that would be my superhero recap. Thanks for paying attention and listening and just checking it out. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.